What's going on, hot take hockey enthusiasts? It's me, Fiddy Trent, and I am here to recap the game that just happened, the game that just took place, possibly the most physical series of all time during these playoffs so far. The LA Kings versus the Vegas Golden Knights, of course. And coming into this game, we had some big storylines. Biggest storylines is players coming back from injury. That's right. Both Drew Doughty, Jake Muzzin, and Alex Iafallo, the rookie, are back in the lineup for the LA Kings. Meanwhile, David Perron, the second best scorer for the Vegas Golden Knights last year, is back in the lineup for them. So honestly, we were set up for a good game. We had players back in the lineup. So sit back, relax, because this is going to be a good one. Right as soon as that first period drops, I mean, you see that LA is focused on taking the body rather than taking that puck. They're going body first, puck second, especially when Adrian Kempe, basically in the first play, gets tied up with John Merrill right in the corner. They're kind of fighting. They're kind of battling for it. Then next, you know, LA is the first team to take a penalty is, of course, Kyle Clifford for a tripping call. Clifford then gets into a little bit of a scrum with Carrier. Immediately after that, they both were trying to drop the gloves. The linesmen were getting in between them. They didn't want anything to do with it. So, you know, they just kind of shuffled them off, gave them both 2 minutes for roughing. Meanwhile, Vegas, you know, for Erik Haula was called for too many men on the ice. So next thing you know, the LA Kings, they got their chance for a power play. But immediately, once their power play starts, Dustin Brown takes a tripping call immediately as soon as that puck drops, so they don't get much of a power play whatsoever. But it doesn't matter. Both penalties, they are killed off. And then LA's rookie, Alex Iafallo, whatever you want to call him, he scores a goal. He's back in the lineup, and he scores a goal assisted by Anze Kopitar and Dustin Brown. What a beautiful one it is indeed. And then next, you know, Jake Muzzin, people were worried, is he going to be good enough to come back? Is he going to be able to play as physical? He was definitely able to play as physical because he knocked down James the Real Deal Neal down on his back, basically was sitting on him so he couldn't even get up. And then near the end of the entire period, Cody Eakin, he takes a holding call on Jake Muzzin. So start of the second period, the LA Kings, they have a chance to be on that power play. And what happens? But Marc-Andre Fleury absolutely robs Tyler Toffoli right at the top of the crease. It was absolutely amazing. Then James the Real Deal Neal gets a slashing call on that rob from Toffoli. But honestly, it was a good penalty to take because if he did not slash Tyler Toffoli, it would have been an automatic goal. So honestly, James the Real Deal Neal did a very, very good thing there by slashing Toffoli, because especially because that power play became of nothing. Nothing was scored. And that 70s line was absolutely amazing. They just kept on peppering the shot on Marc-Andre Fleury, but he was up to every single part of the task, making every single stop. Then next thing you know, Anze Kopitar, he ends up getting an elbow or the butt end of a stick, or it was a fist. There was something. He got tied up with Erik Haula, got hit in the face. He was very, very slow to get up. It was a little bit worrisome if you're an LA King fan, thinking that your captain might not be able to make it and return back to the game. But it's Anze Kopitar. He's a captain. We all know that he's a gladiator. He did not miss a single shift of ice time. He didn't even go down the tunnel, just kind of sat on the bench, you know, moved his jaw around and made sure that it was feeling okay. But, you know, you could tell that he was still in a little bit of discomfort. But it's the playoffs, so you got to play through it, which he definitely did. And then the rookie, Iafello, comes in, tries for a sniper on a one-timer, but Marc-Andre Fleury is up to the task. And then LA's defenseman, rookie defenseman, Fattenberg, takes a penalty with a delay of game. And then Vegas, Marchessault knocks the helmet off of Drew Doughty. A very, very sloppy penalty, but still penalty nevertheless with his stick. So it's a high sticking call. Drew Doughty, he's getting in the head of the players. That's pretty much what he was saying at the end of it. He's like, use your head. We're getting in your head. And, you know, honestly, at that point, Vegas, they looked very scrambled. There was a lot of physicality during this entire game. And, you know, everyone was just trying to do something. But overall, Vegas was just being a little bit stupid and a little bit taking it too far. Meanwhile, LA was just feeding off that crowd. Third period starts. They're able to kill off that penalty. And the Vegas Golden Knights forward Cody Eakin scores, assisted by Carpenter and Perron, to tie up the game. It's 1-1. There's more on scrums ensuing. Everything's getting more and more, you know, busy. Marchessault takes a tripping penalty, sending the Vegas Golden Knights onto the power play, where Marchessault hits the post with a shot. I think I said Marchessault took the penalty. It was Jake Muzzin that took the tripping penalty. And Marchessault, he went and hit the post. The next, Brown and Theodore, they start doing a little bit of a wrestling match during the power play as well because things are so physical. Each game, they're getting solid offensive chances, going back and forth and back and forth. And then James, the real deal, Neal, he scores a goal assisted by Schmidt and Tuck. And honestly, this was just such a goal that I think that Jonathan Quick should have had. I've been really liking how Jonathan Quick has been playing this entire series, but that was just such a little shot, ended up going 5-hole, something that James, the real deal, Neal, knows how to do very, very well, and something that I believe that Quick, he probably really should have had that goal. And as I'm writing that goal down, in my notes, next thing you know, Karlsson, the guy that I think should be winning that Selke trophy, he comes in and scores, making a 3-1 game. This is by Smith and Marchessault. So honestly, at that point, everyone's quiet in LA. No one's excited. Everyone's just kind of a little bit scared. Vegas takes a penalty immediately after. It's Perron for tripping. LA, they're back on the power play. And Anze Kopitar, that's right, the captain, who got the elbow, got the bottom end of the stick, whatever, got hit in the face. He scores, assisted by Fantenberg, making it a 3-2 game. And then LA, they got a minute and a half left now to score that last goal, to send it to the second overtime of the series. Can they get it done? No, alas, they cannot. They cannot even break inside the zone because the Las Vegas Golden Knights, they're just being so good at defensively. They're standing up to them, and they're holding them out of the zone. So ultimately, that was the end of the game, 3-2. The Vegas Golden Knights take a 3-0 series lead. I cannot believe it. I honestly thought that the LA Kings could have won the series, but the Vegas Golden Knights, they look so much better, so much more poised during this entire game. And the biggest thing for me also is with David Perron coming back for the Vegas Golden Knights, they had to sit a player, and they decided to sit Thomas Tatar, a guy that, if you guys did not get to catch my last recap, I said Thomas Tatar did not have a bad game. He was shooting the puck really nice. He was being very accurate. They set him out, and honestly, it might have been for the better decision because Perron tonight, he played very, very well. Yes, he did take that penalty, but overall, he played very well tonight. Did also get an assist. Marc-Andre Fleury as well. Once again, the Flower, definitely been one of the best players for the LA Kings this entire series, this entire year. He stood on his head tonight and played absolutely amazing, especially when the chips were down. He was there playing very, very well. Derek Englund, in my opinion, always is there playing that physical game. Continuously was roughing up Dustin Brown. He was having Dustin Brown's number the entire night. So it's good to see for Derek Englund, especially when I think that he deserves the captaincy. Personally, I think Derek Englund deserves to be that captain. A player that really did not really show up that much for the Vegas Golden Knights, in my opinion, was probably Thomas Nosek. I really did not see him that much out there tonight. He really was not a difference maker, in my opinion. He was just kind of not – he was not really there. He was a little bit invisible. McNabb was on the bad side of a lot of plays, but then again, he was playing a very physical game as well. So honestly, he had a little bit of benefits and a little bit of doubts. Also, another two players that I thought really played well for the Vegas Golden Knights. William Carrier had a very good game as well. He's been a thorn in everyone's side the entire series. And James, the real deal, Neal, even if he didn't get that goal, I thought he was the best offensive player on the ice tonight because he was shooting the puck very, very well, very, very hard. And he was showing an insane amount of speed. So James, the real deal, Neal, in my opinion, was the big, big winner for the Las Vegas Golden Knights. And meanwhile, you look at the LA Kings, and the LA Kings, honestly, they did not have a bad game. This was probably the best game that they played in a long, long time. Doughty and Muzzin, Doughty back from suspension, Muzzin back from injury. Honestly, they looked really great together. Once again, they're one of the top two defense pairs in the entire NHL. So it was really nice to see them back in that game. Doughty always doing the little Doughty, trying to get under people's skin. So it's nice to see Drew Doughty do things like that. The 70s line for me was the top line offensively, just the way that they had speed, just the way that they were connecting and clicking. I know that they hadn't played together for a long, long time. It was a good 1.5, if not 2 months since the last time that they all played together on one line for a whole game. But tonight, I mean, they played very, very well. I do think that, they should continue having that lineup, for the next game because they did play so well. And Muzzin and Doughty, they'll get a little bit more comfortable as well. Players that did not play overly incredible. I don't think Torrey Mitchell had really a noticeable game. He's usually noticeable for more of the hitting side, more of the physical side. Honestly, for me, he was kind of invisible during this game. I mean, you look at Dion Phaneuf, the pylon. He led the defense in hits, yes, but honestly, he was nothing really spectacular out there on the defensive end, which is where you want Phaneuf to excel. Yes, he was throwing out the body, but besides that, he was giving up a lot of the pucks. You know, the puck was kind of rolling away from him. And now, you know, it's the scary part for the LA Kings because they're down 3-0 in the series. So honestly, you do have to make a big shakeup. I don't know what to do if I was the LA Kings, to be completely honest with you. I mean, you look at the players that are scratched, you look at the players that, you know, are injured, and it's the kind of thing where, honestly, this is probably the best roster that you have right now. This is the best that it's going to be. You just might need to have to shake up a few of the lines. Do I think Jonathan Quick is bad enough to get the seat? No, absolutely not. I mean, your other, you know, example to be a goaltender is Jack Campbell, who's been struggling to make the NHL as a backup for years now. So Jack Campbell's not the answer. It's not time to go to your backup. Jonathan Quick, he's been playing absolutely outstanding. Yes, he let in that bad goal tonight, in my opinion, on that James Neal backhander. But besides that, you know, honestly, I can't blame the guy. Jonathan Quick has been the reason why you guys have been in the series. You guys just might have to shake up a few lines or two, and we'll see. Which series has been your favorite to watch so far? As Kokovali one. I have no idea how to say your name. I'm just going to call you KK. KK, what's my favorite series I've been able to watch so far? Personally, for me, I've got to watch a lot of the great series. This has been a lot of fun to watch on a physical standpoint. You know, on an offensive, like a full-on offensive standpoint, you probably want to see the Boston Bruins games or maybe like the Pittsburgh Penguins games. But honestly, this one's definitely up for me. It's been pretty great. Rob Iman, you know, the great Rob Iman's in the chat saying it's a very chippy game. Yes, it was. I see a fight in Game 4. I see a lot of fights in Game 4 there, Rob Iman. This is going to become very, very dirty very quickly. And Quick has been hung out to dry. I absolutely agree. I mean, you look at the defenseman that he's had in front of him, and honestly, the most experienced one for the past, you know, one game was Alec Martinez. Then you had Phaneuf, and then you had Folden. And that's not a good, like, three-man combination. Now you look at it, at least you have Muzzin, at least you have Doughty and things like that, but you still have some younger, less experienced players. Like, you still have Vandenberg. Folden has never been fully a great NHL player, in my opinion. He's always kind of been like more of a seventh D man. And then you look at their other defensemen, and Ledoux and things like that. And I don't see it. I think they needed to pick up another defenseman during the trade deadline, but they weren't able to do that. So honestly, I think that's the biggest thing. And yeah, I mean, they have been handled out to dry. LA may have been bait to Vegas into taking very many bad penalties. That's a good point, Rob Iman. KK, sorry about my username. My university gave it to me, and I'm lazy to pick another one. Don't be sorry about your username there, KK. It's all right. I'm terrible at English. You see, I can't even speak English right now. You know, English is supposed to be my first language, but instead it's gibberish. But if you guys did enjoy this video on Hot Take Hockey, be sure to give it a like if you did enjoy, and be sure to hit that subscribe button so you see more NHL recaps every single day. And who knows, we will be back for the LA Kings Las Vegas Game 4, where maybe Las Vegas will be able to completely upset and go on to the second round. So I hope that you guys can join me for that. And thank you very much for joining, and peace out, everyone.